You're surrounded by boring stuff. Soap, tape, napkins, rulers. Harmless, forgettable, ordinary, right? Well, what if I told you one of those things was once a weapon? Another is older than your country, and yes, one has a price tag of $2,800 and was literally made for royalty. And today we're diving into 25 awesome facts about boring objects around you. Trust me, you'll never look at a foam roller, bathtub, or even your toaster the same way again. So grab a snack, get comfy, and get ready to have your mind blown by the everyday. Fact 1, $2,800. Let's start with luxury. You probably picked up your last soap bar for a few bucks. But in Lebanon, there's one that costs $2,800. It's infused with 17 grams of gold, diamond powder, aged oud, and virgin honey. It was crafted not to sell, but as a gift for the First Lady of Qatar. This isn't just self-care, it's royal care. Fact 2. Why pizza boxes are square. Why are pizza boxes square if pizzas are round? It's not because of flavor, it's capitalism. Square boxes are easier and cheaper to mass-produce, stack, and deliver. Apple even tried a round box design. Didn't catch on. Imagine the chaos of fitting those in a delivery bag. Fact 3. Bubble baths keep water hot. Those suds in your bath aren't just Instagram-worthy. They actually insulate heat, keeping your bath warmer longer, especially if you have an acrylic tub. Metal tubs? They're heat vacuums. Fact 4. Rulers and ancient body measurements. Your trusty ruler has a wild backstory. Before standard measurements, people measured with their body parts. A foot was a foot. A yard? The distance from nose to thumb. In 1791, the French defined a meter as 1/10 millionth of the distance from the equator to the North Pole. That team actually hiked and measured it. No Fitbit, just chains and telescopes. Fact 5. Pencils and cannonballs. Pencils, they're ancient multi-tools. The graphite used in pencils was first discovered under a tree in the 1500s England. Locals used it to write and to make cannonballs. Now the global pencil industry is worth nearly $14 billion. Faber-Castell alone makes 2 billion pencils per year. Fact 6. Erasers were bread. Before erasers, people used damp bread. Yes, actual crustless bread to rub out pencil marks. In 1770, Edward Neyer accidentally grabbed rubber instead of bread and realized, hey, this works better. So rubber replaced bread, and lunch got safer. Fact 7. Toasters existed before sliced bread. Toasters predate sliced bread. The first electric toaster was invented in 1905 and called El Tosto. Problem? People still sliced loaves unevenly, so toasting was inconsistent. Only in the 1930s, when sliced bread became standard, did toasters finally toast properly? Fact 8. The messy history of vitamin B. Vitamin B isn't one vitamin, it's a whole group. Scientists originally lumped random nutrients together, then had to separate them later. That's why there's no B4 or B8. They got renamed or booted off. It wasn't until 1931 that the FDA even had a lab to test vitamins. Fact 9. Phone cameras came from space. In the 90s, NASA needed a power-efficient camera for space missions. Their solution? A small image sensor, which ended up in the first phone cameras. Thanks, space tech. Oh, and prosthetic limbs? Also improved by NASA's innovations. Fact 10. Nail polish had warrior origins. Babylonian warriors painted their nails black with gold tools. Egyptians used nail color to signify class. Red for royals, pale for peasants. In the 1920s, car paint became the basis for modern nail polish. From chariots to cuticles. What a journey. Fact 11. Sugar cubes were a safety invention. In the 1840s, Juliana Rad cut her finger trying to chisel sugar off a rock-hard loaf. She told her husband, who ran a sugar mill, "Make sugar that fits in a teacup." He did, and the sugar cube was born. Fact 12. Stop signs weren't always red. The first stop signs were white squares with black letters. In 1920, they became yellow. Finally, in 1954, red signs became the standard, to match traffic lights. The octagonal shape? So drivers recognize it, even from behind. Fact 13. Bulbs are still round. Out of habit. Light bulbs kept their iconic round shape. Not because it's best, but out of tradition. Experts say square bulbs are more efficient. But nostalgia wins again. Fact 14. HDMI cables can cost $4,000. Yes, a platinum HDMI cable exists for $4,000. Do you need it? Number. Your picture won't improve, but if your home theater needs to flex, hey, why not? Fact 15. $20 million shoes. A pair of shoes made with gold, diamonds, and a 16th century meteorite sold for $20 million. They were unveiled in Dubai, obviously. Fashion, where logic goes to die. Fact 16. First alarm clock was a DIY hack. In 1787, Levi Hutchins built the first American alarm clock. Not for mass production, just to wake himself at 4 a.m. No snooze, no options. One man's ambition, now everyone's burden. Fact 17. Scotch tape can circle the Earth 165 times 3M, sells enough tape every year to wrap around the Earth 165 times. That's over 4.1 million miles of tape. Not bad for something you only remember during gift wrapping season. Fact 18. Foam rollers and object attraction. Foam rollers relieve muscle pain. And apparently some people are emotionally attracted to them. It's called object sexuality, and yes, foam rollers make the list. They do hit just the right spots. Fact 19. Envelopes started as clay shells. In ancient Babylon, envelopes were made of clay. People sealed clay tablets inside larger clay shells. If someone tampered with it, crack. Paper ones didn't appear until 1600s Europe. Fact 20. Ancient ritual. Straws over 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians made straws of gold and lapis lazuli. Not for drinking beer, but for rituals with the dead. Later, Egyptians made them from ivory. These straws weren't for sipping, they were spiritual. Fact 21. Bathtubs from coffin molds. In 1800s, Britain coffin makers switched trades and started casting bathtubs using the same molds. They even sold mourners' tubs with brass handles and lids. Sanitary and spooky. Fact 22. Route 66 is in the Smithsonian. A 50-foot chunk of Route 66 was cut from Oklahoma and shipped to the Smithsonian. More than just road, it's American history paved into a museum. Fact 23. Plants know the time. Plants don't wait for light, they anticipate it. They use sugars from photosynthesis to regulate internal clocks, just like humans have circadian rhythms. Fact 24. Napkins were balls of dough. In ancient Sparta, people wiped their hands with balls of dough called apomigdalia. When greasy enough, they tossed them to the dogs. Napkins evolved from bread. Yes, really. Fact 25. No one really knows how bicycles work. Despite centuries of engineering, no one can fully explain why a bicycle stays upright. Gyroscopic forces? Sort of. Self-steering geometry? Maybe. But to this day, it's still kind of a mystery. So, if your foam roller makes sense, but your bike doesn't, you're not alone. So, what did we learn? That the world's most boring stuff might just have the wildest stories. The objects you ignore could have changed history, started revolutions, or just held your sandwich together with a $4,000 cable. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, and drop one of your own. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our next video, 100 Weird Facts You'll Never Forget, where things get even stranger. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.